David's story doesn't begin with discipline or patience. It begins with euphoria. In 2020, the world was locked indoors, but the crypto markets were breaking free. Every chart was vertical, every dip was bought, and David, a guy who suddenly found himself riding a rocket ship. By the end of 2021, he wasn't just profitable. He was a millionaire. A year earlier, he had nothing. Now, he had wealth beyond anything he imagined. But here's the cruel thing about the market. What comes fast rarely stays. When the bear market of 2022 arrived, it wasn't just numbers on a screen that collapsed. It was David's sense of identity. In bull markets, everything works. Every breakout seems clean, every correction temporary, every narrative unstoppable. David felt chosen. His friends called him a genius, his family admired his instincts, and strangers in online groups looked up to him for alpha. But it wasn't genius. It was gravity disguised as a gift. Bull runs create the illusion that risk doesn't exist. And the more David won, the more he thought he had control. He bought a Porsche. He bought a Rolex. He even put money down on a new yard project. All of it came from the magic of digital coins. But beneath that magic, something was waiting. 2022 came like a storm. Bitcoin dumped, altcoins bled, and narratives turned from "this will change the world" to "this is a scam." David kept averaging down, then refusing to sell. In 6 months, his million became a quarter of that. In a year, almost all of it was gone. But David wasn't just losing money, he was losing meaning. He couldn't accept that it was luck. He couldn't accept that he was just another name in the long list of bull-run millionaires who vanished with the tide. So he made a vow. Never again would he let the market decide his fate. That vow brought him into trading. If investing had betrayed him, then trading would be his redemption. Here, he thought, I will control the outcome. He dove in with obsession. Backtests filled his nights. Journals filled his mornings. He tracked indicators, learned candlestick patterns, devoured books on psychology. He woke with the Asian session, traded through London, and collapsed only after New York closed. He spent 14 hours a day, 5 days a week trading, and dedicated his weekends to refining his strategies. He kept this routine for 3 years. But here's the paradox. The harder he tried, the worse it got. He wasn't just fighting the market. He was fighting his old self, the millionaire who thought he could climb back to the top quickly. Every loss in trading was amplified by the ghost of what he used to have. Every stop loss wasn't just money, it was another nail in the coffin of his former life. Most traders lose in their first years. That's the natural tax of entry. But David wasn't starting from zero. He was starting from minus $1 million. He wasn't just learning markets. He was trying to erase a wound. And wounds don't heal by force. His capital kept dwindling. His energy drained. His body weakened under the strain of sleepless nights and endless screens. And yet he refused to stop. Because to stop was to admit that the market had beaten him twice. It was madness. And there came a night in late 24. David sat at his desk, 2 screens glowing. Charts of NQ, EUR, USD, BTC, all flickering red and green like a mocking carnival. He had just taken 3 consecutive losses. His capital was down to a fraction of what he had left from the crypto collapse. His hands shook. His chest tightened. He felt the panic rise, the same panic that had haunted him since the bear market began. And then, something strange happened. He leaned back in his chair, looked at the charts, and whispered, I can't win this way. For the first time in years, he didn't mean the market. He meant himself. In trading, surrender is often the beginning of mastery. David closed the platform. He went for a walk in the night air. He breathed. And in that silence, he realized something. He wasn't supposed to get it all back quickly. That belief was the poison. That belief was the chain that kept him tied to his past. The market doesn't care about your losses. The market doesn't owe you a return. What David had to do was let go of the past. Only then could he see the market for what it was, not a savior, not a villain, just a mirror. When he returned to his desk the next day, David didn't open 3 sessions. He opened one. He didn't chase 12 trades. He waited for one. He didn't demand the market give him his millions back. He simply asked, "Can I follow my plan today?" This was the rebirth. Not flashy, not euphoric, but real. He journaled not just numbers, but emotions. He started exercising again, sleeping again, spending time with his family again. For the first time since 2021, he wasn't chasing. He was present. And slowly, his equity stopped falling. Then, slowly, it began to rise. David's story isn't about how to make $1 million. It's about how to survive losing one. The bull run gave him luck. The bear market took it away. Trading stripped him of everything else, his pride, his illusions, his desperation. But in that stripping, something new was revealed. The real wealth wasn't the portfolio he once had. It was the discipline, the patience, the presence he finally found. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the market was trying to teach him all along. David's journey is the story of countless traders, those who rise fast, fall hard, and then wander through the desert of losses, searching for redemption. If you see yourself in David, ask, what weight are you still carrying? The past is heavy, but you don't have to bring it into every trade. The next time you sit in front of the charts, don't ask, how do I get it all back? Ask instead, how do I trade with clarity today? Because clarity is the beginning of real freedom.